Do you want early access? Do you want uncut reactions? If so, then check out our Patreon. Link in the description down below. Well, that episode is pretty interesting. Zuko helps out this family and, saves this town from the rogue Earth soldiers. And all of a sudden, they're just like, leave and never return. You saved us, but you should not be here. You're Fire Nation. It's like,
I think the dad actually would have been more understanding because he seemed pretty cool. Like, I feel like he kind of suspected that Zuko had a shady background and was trying to, like, put distance between them. So he's pretty cool when the kid was pestering him, like, maybe just don't bother him. Like, men sometimes don't want to talk about where they've been through.
Yeah, and the thing is, whenever it's out in the open, the thing with stereotypes and hate, they're mostly taught. There is, of course, inherent differences that we experience as human beings. We fear what we do not understand, and that fear turns to hatred because it's just the natural process of things. However, as we have progressed forward as a species, as humanity has progressed forward, we've gotten more educated on things, our natural predilections, we actually are able to, like, put a leash on that and just say, okay, this guy looks different than me, but let's see how this goes. And we now are more open to giving people chances. And the thing is, in times of war like this, the kid learned from his mother because his mother immediately jumped on the, you don't belong here, don't come any closer. Whereas the father, I guarantee if he were there, like you said, guarantee he would have probably been more understanding.
Yeah, I could see him being like, you should probably go, but thank you.
It's an uneasy thing for Zuko because he's always met with that disdain and hatred. Hopefully, as the show goes on, he'll be able to handle that better, and instead of just walking away all stoic and everything, he actually did when he offered the kid the blade, but even then the kid was just like dismissive and just like, leave, I hate you. There was actually
it was kind of his fault that the kid ended up in that situation to an extent, but at least he went and tried to undo the mistake.
Yeah, he made it right. There's actually a really good example of hate being taught with just like learning from like parents and everything. It's from the movie 42, the movie about Jackie Robinson, the baseball player, first black baseball player in U.S. history, and they were in a game in Cincinnati, and there was these people who were there to see Pee Wee Reese, a local hero in Kentucky and Cincinnati area. As soon as Jackie Robinson came out on the field, this father started yelling all the obscenities you would yell at a black player back then that you were ignorant of. And the son saw that and immediately picked up on it and yelled it as well. And then that was also the game where Pee Wee Reese actually came over and talked to Jackie Robinson and put his arm around him and said, I want to thank you for letting me show my family where I stand and everything. Don't let him get to you, because maybe one day we'll all wear 42. That way no one will be able to tell us apart. Anyway, sorry about that. This is Avatar, Book 2, Chapter 8, The Chase. Let's see what happens in this one. Good epic music starting out. Love the drums.
You guys picked a great campsite. The grass is so soft.
That's not grass. Apesheti.
Oh, gross.
Oh, allergies.
It's not that bad, Katara. It makes a great wig.
I'm just glad we finally have another girl in the group because you two are disgusting. I got some hairy pants.
Yeah, she's a tomboy. Go figure. Oh. It's funny, you see? Have fun, enjoy it.
Usually when setting up camp, we try to divide up the work. Hey, don't worry about me. I'm good to go. My tent's all set up. Well, that's great for you, but we still need to finish. I don't understand. What's the problem here? Never mind. I think we're all just a little tired and getting on each other's nerves. Yeah, you do seem pretty tired. I meant all of us. Well, good night. There's something coming toward us! Should we leave?
Better safe than sorry.
Land, sweet land. You're a part of our team now, and look, I didn't ask you to help unload my stuff. I'm carrying my only. That's not the point. Look here, Sugar Queen. I gave up everything I had so that I could teach Aang earthbending. So don't you talk to me about being selfish. Sugar Queen? Or something?
Nope.
Hey, I'm just enjoying the show.
Yeah, fucking infuriating that somebody just wants to be left alone, pretty much.
Both?
You're a little bit crazy. Just needs to mind her own business.
Stars sure are beautiful tonight. Too bad you can't see them, Toph. That thing is back.
Well, how far away is it? Maybe we can close our eyes just for a few minutes.
I don't think
No.
so, Sokka.
What is that thing? And how does it keep finding us?
Ugh. Even Appa's not like, nah.
I'm finding the softest pile of dirt and going to sleep. Oh, don't tell me.
That's impossible.
What the hell?
Damn.
How
Persistent.
is that happening?
Maybe we should face them. Find out who they are.
It's big, made of steel, and yeah, that's Fire Nation. Azula.
How is she tracking them so easily?
We can take them 3 on 3.
Actually, Toph, there's 4 of us.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't count you. You know, no bending and all. I can still fight! 3 on 3 plus Sokka.
Damn.
Appa, yip yip.
Oh no, the sun is rising. We've been up all night with no sleep.
We can't keep flying forever.
Man, that thing's moving. Uh-oh.
Crap.
Appa.
Fell asleep!
Okay, we've put a lot of distance between us and them. The plan right now is to follow Appa's lead and get some sleep.
Could have gotten some sleep earlier if Toph didn't have such issues.
What?
All right. Everyone's exhausted.
You're blaming me for this?
No, she's not blaming you.
No, I'm blaming her.
Hey, I never asked you for diddly doodah. If there's anyone to blame, it's Shetty over here.
What? You're blaming Appa?
Yeah, you want to know how they keep finding us? He's leaving a trail everywhere we go.
You're always talking about how you carry your own weight, but you're not. He is. Appa's carrying your weight. He never had a problem flying when it was just the 3 of us.
I'm out of here.
Wait!
Yeah, that's how they're... Yeah.
That sucks.
What did I just do?
I was so mean to her.
Yeah, you two were pretty much jerks.
Thanks, Sokka.
No problem.
We need to find
Sokka was
Toph
really
and
the only one who was just like apathetic and
but
just like,
what are
yeah,
we gonna
whatever.
do about the tank full of dangerous ladies chasing us?
Dang it.
Toph was right. Appa's fur was leaving a trail right to us. But now that he's clean, no more trail. We can use Appa's fur to make a fake trail and lead the tank off course.
Yep, yep. Oh!
Trail goes this way.
Trees. Uh-huh.
The Avatar is trying to give us the
I had a feeling about that when I saw him break that tree. I was like, way to go.
Oh no! Katara!
How did they find us?
Appa, come on! We need to go faster!
He's too tired.
Ah!
Yay!
Jesus
They're
Christ.
basilisk.
Jesus lizards.
Uh-oh! Incoming. Oh, great.
Good try, but no. How you doing?
Well, you know.
I thought when Tylee and I finally caught you guys, it would be more exciting.
Yeah, about that. Ha ha! Loser!
I don't know what we do without you.
Who are you? What do you want?
You don't see the family resemblance? Here's a hint.
I must find the Avatar to restore my honor.
You're tired and you have no place to go.
You can run, but I'll catch you.
I'm not running.
You seem a little too young to be traveling alone.
You seem a little too old.
Perhaps I am.
I can take care of myself by myself.
You sound like my nephew.
Where is your nephew?
I've been tracking him, actually.
Is he lost?
Yes, a little bit.
Do you really want to fight me?
Yes. I really do.
I was wondering when you'd show up, Zuzu.
Zuzu?
Oh, damn it.
Aw, damn it. Sorry. Damn. Hey.
I thought you guys could use a little help.
Thanks. A princess surrenders with honor.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Get away from us!
Zuko, I can help.
Iroh dies, I ain't watching the show no more.
Well, here's an interesting thing about this season. This was Mako's last season, the actor, before he died.
Oh, really?
Yep. Mako Iwamatsu, he died in 2006. He was this was not his final voice role, but it was released after he died. His final voice role was in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie in 2007. He voiced Splinter. That's the thing about Mako's performance. It's understated, but yet it leaves such an impact because of just how awesome of a character Iroh is. Because Iroh doesn't aspire for power. He just wants to help. He just wants to help his nephew. And now that you understand what he's lost in some way, I mean, lost his son at the siege of Ba Sing Se, and I had a cousin. He was 13 when he passed away. It was a car accident, and his dad, Jeff, who was one of the like strongest people I knew. At the funeral, he was a mess. Any parent that loses a child, especially a young child, especially before their time, it's never easy. Loss is never easy, but a parent watching their child die, that's a level of pain I don't I don't want to imagine. Because none of us have kids, so we don't know the level of connection that we can have with a child, especially our child. And to lose them is just a heart-wrenching thing. And I think Iroh, the one thing with him is that he sees Zuko going down a path that is not good, and he, I guess, wants to try and help him. I mean, Iroh said it in this episode. You know, when Toph asked him, "Is your nephew lost?" A bit, yes. And, you know, now that Iroh has been injured in this episode, it's just like, damn. I mean, what can you say? I mean, gives you another reason to hate Azula, that's for sure.
Yep.
Not like...
It's like, why out of everybody there did she have to shoot at him?
Because she could see that he was distracted. Out of everyone who was lined up looking at Azula, he was the only one looking down at Zuko, Toph, and all the others. I think he was assessing the situation and he got distracted. She noticed.
I think he was just worrying about everyone else there.
Yes.
Because that's just how he is.
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing with Iroh is he is probably the most experienced firebender there, by far. I mean, the dude was a general.
The only thing that really makes sense for him to be that distracted is because he was worried about how to save everyone else there, not about himself.
Yes. Well, and again, that just shows you, again, Iroh is the more compassionate person. He is effectively, you know, a lot of people say he is the heart of this show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because obviously, like, Katara and Sokka and Aang all care about each other, but, like, they've been working together as a unit for long enough that they're kind of used to being in fights together, so they're not always immediately worried about, like, oh, crap, what if my friends get hurt? Like, they're like, all right, let's do this, you know, kind of thing by this point, so... Whereas, like, he's, like, with a bunch of new people, and he's like, I don't want any of these young people to be hurt in this, you know, and I know she has the ability to do so, so I think that's why he was distracted, probably.
Yeah, probably. I mean, the thing with Iroh is, I think where he's gone through war, and he's seen it firsthand, I think he understands how to assess situations and, you know, probably, if given the chance, would have told them to get back while he dealt with Azula. Because even though Azula was overpowering 2 or 3 of them, all of them together were doing good, but then Iroh comes on the scene, and I think Iroh, you know, stands the best chance against Azula because he's the friggin' former head general of the entire Fire Nation. I mean, he's probably one of the most powerful out there. And it goes to show you that even a character as powerful as he is still vulnerable. I mean, every character is vulnerable because they're still human. Still, like, in, like, really good condition. They have armor, they have different things, but, you know, skin burns, bones break, muscles tear. I mean, it's just like when Sokka got paralyzed by Ty Lee. I mean, just... That's Shorty, probably. There was a very large bump over our head, and it was like, well, that's the short man. The stubby-legged pit bull who has no chill whatsoever. But everything that has happened so far in this show, I mean, you're starting to feel like you felt a connection with these characters. I mean, would you say Iroh is like one of your top connections because of just how great of a character he is?
Yeah.
And well, and of course, the other characters are growing on us. I mean, the biggest... a lot of people thought Sokka was too corny, too cheesy, but over time, I gotta admit, he's growing on me as a character.
Yeah, I never really think he was too corny or anything. Like, he sometimes makes jokes that I would be like, boo, but it's like all my friends in real life do that anyway, so...
Yeah,
I mean,
like me.
I don't fault any of them to the point where I dislike them for it.
Yeah, make a terrible joke.
But, I mean, like, Toph is obviously like immediately pretty likable.
Well,
because she's a badass and she's kind of logical, and I don't know.
Well, she's very highly educated because she comes from a very rich family, so she has some education about her that I guarantee you they probably did logic courses with her because she's a diplomat's child. So it would be expected of her to know these things growing up because they would expect her to become a diplomat because family business.
Like I was always friends with like more of the girls that were like tomboyish as a kid because they're usually the ones that were into video games and stuff, I guess. So
yeah,
but she seems like somebody that I probably would have been friends with as a kid, you know. So
yeah, Toph is a very awesome character.
It's like even though she has kind of an attitude, like I kind of like that about her. Like it just gives her more interestingness, I guess.
Well, again,
they keep doing this thing with the show too, where even though I do like these characters, for some reason they'll have episodes where I'm just like, why are you being such a insufferable dick right now?
Yeah.
Like, and Katara did that this episode. I was just like, what?
Well,
why are you being like this? Like, chill the fuck out.
Well, you're okay. Now you're getting into there's a level of criticism against Katara that has been levied, and I think it's legitimate. But as the show progressed on, this is one that really stands out. Mom Tara, because she tries to be the mother. Because she's always been able to wrangle in Aang and Sokka because she knows how to handle Sokka because it's her brother. And Aang, she knows how to wrangle him in because she makes him understand this is, there's bigger things at work here. You need to like hunker down. But when she comes across
I feel like she doesn't know how to do it correctly though, because I feel like an actual mom figure there would have been like, you leave her alone. She did her stuff, and like she's not being any burden on you, and you take care of your stuff.
Well, it's
like Katara literally just wanted her to like basically do work for them, so they had to do less. But like honestly, like she has a point. She pulled her weight. She got her stuff ready. Like, like everything that they have to do, they usually did themselves. So, her being there could make it easier, but it's her choice if she doesn't want to, basically. Not to mention, like, I mean, she's perfectly capable despite being blind, but you're literally asking the blind girl to help you set your shit up. Like,
well,
what the fuck?
Again, it's growing pains of new people in groups. For instance, it's like when you first showed up here. There were growing pains with you interacting on, like, during certain videos, you didn't feel comfortable and you didn't want to say anything. And that's perfectly logical because you were just getting into this. You were just getting into the fold of what's going on here. And now here you are about 2 years later and you're engaging, you're talking, you are like you're not afraid anymore.
Most of the time.
Well, yeah, but there's days where
there's occasionally videos that we do that I'm just like, it was kind of pointless for me to be here for this one.
Well, that's just like the most recent ERB that we did. I mean, there was the whole thing with that, and
I haven't looked at the comment section for that.
Oh, dude,
and I'm probably not going to.
No, you want to know an interesting thing? No one has said shit.
Oh, fair enough.
Actually, there was one. It was respect the edgelord, and it was literally just you sitting there with your hoodie on, and everyone was just like respect the edgelord, and it has like a bunch of upvotes.
Fair enough.
So people like you, man. I mean, that's the thing. You bring something to this. Micah brings something to this. I try to bring something to this, but I often, ramble on and make these videos longer than they should be. Speaking of which, it's time to end this video here. So again, everybody, thank you all very much for tuning into this. This was Avatar: Last Airbender, book 2, chapter 8, The Chase. So, yeah, this was a good episode, and we hope that you all will continue to tune in with us. And until next time, signing off, I'm Nate.
Micah.
I'm Nick.
And we'll see you in the next one, everybody. Peace out.